Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we are going to look on functions in Java. So let me open my IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, in the last lectures, we have seen everything we need to know about the iterative statements, for while, do while, when to use which loop, how to print patterns in Java. Everything has been seen clearly. So now we're going to see functions. Okay, functions are a named block of code that are used for performing certain functions, certain tasks. Okay, so there are four types with parameters with return type. So let me write over here. There are four types. Okay. Let me. First type is with parameter with return type. With parameter without return type. Without parameter with return type. Without parameter without return type. Okay, you might be asking, first of all, what is a parameter? What is a return type? What is this? I will explain it every single thing. So we need to be using functions for performing certain tasks. You will be understood about that. How to create a function? We need to use first and foremost, we need to give the access specifier, whether it is public, private, or protected. So let me keep it as public because public only you could access all over your functions, right? All over your main function, everywhere in the program. So second thing is I'm going to give the return type. So first we are going to see about with return type. I'm just saying what are the data types, int, string, float, double, all these data types, right? Those are the return types as well. So let me keep it as int. I will say what is the meaning of return. I'm just keeping it the data type to be int. Then you should give the function name. So I just keep it as add. So see, I have given my function name with the small letter a, starting with the small letter. But in case of class, I just started with the capital letter. So this is the naming conventions you must follow. So it is not mandatory if I give it as capital A as well, it works. But we usually follow this. So parameter means this is what we call as a function's definition. We are defining our function. So here we will be having a set of parentheses. Whenever you encounter a set of parentheses after a name, it is a function. Okay, it is a function. So within this, I'm just going to declare two variables in a comma int b. So this is what we call as the formal parameters. So the things that are in the function definition is called parameters. Okay, now understand that this is parameters. What is the use of parameters? We could use these values here. We don't know. See this main function. I haven't written anything. I just created a scanner class object and just closed it. Nothing I have done over here. AB doesn't have any values. So let me create a variable called int sum. I'm just declaring a variable inside this add function. Sum is equal to a plus b. I'm just summing up. Then return sum. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Return sum means whenever I call a function, to use the function, you must call it. Okay, let me take two variables int a comma b. South, enter the value of a is equal to sc dot next int not byte next int. So south enter the value of b. B is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, I will be gaining two values. Now what I'm going to do means I'm going to store my answer. Int answer is equal to add of a comma b. Now it's showing an error because I just need to give it as static. It is not mandatory, but we will be covering about the static stuff clearly in depth in object oriented programming stuff. Right now, understand one thing. I already told in the first lecture that our main function should be of static. So static stuff can access only the static things. But if I haven't given static, it becomes non-static. Non-static things can access anything. So we will be accessing everything from the main function only. So when you are accessing from the main function, the thing should be static. So I'm going to access from the main function. So I'm just keeping it as static. Okay. Now let me print the value of answer as well. So let's run it. Okay. Um, enter the value of A. Let me keep that 10. Value of B 15. Answer is 25. What is actually happening here means you need you need to understand one thing, that is this sum. When I call this add function, this would be completely replaced by this block. So you just do a plus b and returning. We actually don't even need this sum as well. We could just uh, return a plus b. That's nothing because sum is a plus b, right? So I just say 2, 3, 5. So this is what actually happening over here. And why we need it? Basically, why we need a function? When I need to do repeatedly do addition of two variables, I don't know, it is not continuously as well. Whenever the user inputs two values, I'm just going to add them. So if I keep it separately, then I can just call this. See, I'm not writing any code over here. If again I want to do, I will just again be calling that. So let's say int um, new answer is equal to add what? Answer comma a. If I run it, oh, sorry, I haven't printed it, so you could see that. Served new answer. What's the value of A? 20, B 30. So 20 plus 30 gives 50. Again it goes 50 plus 20, 70. So we are using these functions to reduce the number of lines of code and reduce redundancy. Redundancy means code repetition. Unwantedly we are repeating the lines of code will be reduced over here. So here we are using this parameters, and in the function call, this is what we call as the calling statement. In the call, I have used two variables like a and b. This is called arguments. While you are calling, that is called arguments. While defining, it is called parameters. So there is no need that I should call it as things. I just could call this as well. It also works. So in IntelliJ IDEA, it shows the A value is taking 2, the B value is taking 3. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, this is what we called a function with parameters and with return types because it is returning a value. Now let me create another function, public, public static int. Okay, without return type. So without return type means you are going to give void. Void means it's basically empty, right? You are just going to return nothing. So public static void, let me keep it as subtract. So and just take parameters as A and B. It doesn't matter in A and B because the variable name here doesn't need to be same like this. So let me keep it as X and Y as well so that it would be much more clear. Okay, it is void type, so I cannot use a return value. Return value means it's going to return a value to the main function, but with this void stuff you are not going to return anything, so I cannot afford a return statement. If I return x minus y, it just shows an error, but without anything I could just say return means the program is stopped at that point. So that is what we do. I'm just going to take a variable called int s is equal to x minus y. I'm just going to print it over here itself because I don't have access to pass the value to the main function. So I need to print it here itself. So I'm just saying the Oh, the subtracted value is comma s. That's it. Oh, I just use comma over here. It's plus. Let me call something right here. I'm just printing this right. Um, Let me take something sub. What should be the parameters? Let me keep it as A and B. That's good. Value of A 20, value of B 30, 50, 70 minus 10. I forgot to tell you one thing. I don't need this stuffs, answer or anything like this. I just need to print the addition like shout addition value is what I could say the declaration. I could call the function here itself. A comma B. This is same. You don't need to store the variable over another variable. Store the value of the variable or another variable. You could right away call that. So this is what we call with parameters with return type. With parameter without return type. Without return type, we are printing there itself because we cannot afford to pass our value to the main function. So now without parameters, public, oh, public, static, with return type, right? Int, multi. I have not given anything over here because it is without parameters. So we cannot use parameters over here. Then what can we do? We need to ask the value from the user here itself. Let me declare two variables. Int num1 comma num2. Shout. Enter the value of num1. Num1 is equal to sc dot. Okay. I haven't used scanner class over here. Let me call this scanner sc is equal to new scanner system dot in. Okay, now let me get this. Num1 is equal to sc dot next int and shout enter the value of nums2. Nums2 is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, oh, num2, right? I have just asked the values from the user. Now what I'm going to do means I'm going to return the value, right? Return what I need to do? Multiplication. What? Nums1 asterisk nums2. It's not nums1, it's just num1. I'm just returning a value. So I don't need to store it. If I try to print this, it would be an error because it is of void type. You cannot print void type anything cannot of void type cannot be printed, but anything with the return type we could be doing that. Multiplication plus what is the name? Multi. Don't pass any arguments. If there is no parameter, don't pass any arguments. Let me run it. Value of A 10, value of B 5. Enter the value of num1 20, value of num2 30. It's 600. Okay, it's clear, right? Okay, final type without parameter, without return type. So public static without return type void. What's the name? Division without parameters. So let me take this scanner class to here as well because it also off without parameters. So I need to ask for the variables here only. Int a is int. Okay, in this time I'm not going to use anything. I'm just going to print just int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 5, just int div is equal to 8 divides v south division plus div. Okay, I haven't called my division function over there. Division is 2 because 10 divided by 5 gives 2 only, right? So that's what's happening over here. Try to understand this stuff. So if you don't understand, ask your doubts in the comment section. Try to create your own functions. We will be using this a lot in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.